What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of the Seibelmania and Friends podcast. I'm Seibelmania, and before we get started, before I introduce my guest, I just want to say to everybody, Happy New Year. It's 2022, and I know it's been a while since I've done this. Lots of stuff happened. We'll get into all of that. But before we do, please help me welcome my guest, the one and only, the notorious Ishmael. Ishmael, what's up, buddy?
It's nefarious, if
Nefarious.
you nefarious
I'm sorry.
FJV, Facebook jail veteran, if you will.
I'm sorry. Nefarious Facebook jail veteran. You said?
Veteran, yes.
Okay. Well,
What's going on, man?
hey, man, welcome to the Seibelmania and Friends podcast. This is your very first one.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, I got to tell the people that we actually plan to do this
Gosh.
Saturday following Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, plans they changed, pal. And
Exactly, pal.
I got sick the day before Thanksgiving, but
Ooh.
not horribly sick. I just started coughing,
Mhm.
and then Thanksgiving happened, and I went to my sister's. I had turkey, I had beer, I had potatoes, I had all that good stuff. And around Thursday night is when you can really hear it in my voice. I
Mhm.
was getting sick, and yeah. So then I came home. I was kind of drunk, so I came home. I passed out, and when I woke up, I had the hiccups, and I was coughing, and I was freezing. I was all kinds of sick, right?
You probably got COVID.
No, actually, it's funny because I got so sick. I went to the doctor twice, and both times I tested for COVID, and I failed them. So
So you were negative. Okay.
I was negative, yes, which is a good thing. And
Absolutely.
that's the one time it's okay to fail a test, is COVID.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, so then by Friday or Saturday, my voice completely gone. And I
Hmm.
remember messaging you saying, "I'm really sorry, but
Yep.
we got to postpone this episode."
Yeah.
Uh,
Like I said, no worries, man.
and yeah, and it was all bad, and I was out for like 5 days after that,
Hmm.
and finally my voice started coming back. But it was funny because when my voice was gone, I couldn't really talk like this, like I'm talking now.
Hmm.
Yeah, just kind of whisper.
That ain't gonna get the job done, there, pal.
Well, no, fortunately, I was able to get the job done enough to where my parents could understand what I was saying and all that stuff.
And that's all that matters.
Know what you want. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Puppy Jacks, to the stream. He, this is what he wants, folks. So go get it. There you go. He wanted his toy. I was keeping his toy because he likes to squeak it.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I got sick.
Hmm.
Uh, And then the holidays happened, and I figured let's not do the holiday thing because let's let that roll through. And my mom
Because
got sick through the holiday season. Unfortunately, she's much better now.
that's
Uh,
good.
actually, I say she's much better now. Uh, I I'm going to talk about. I'm going to tell this story real quick. In October, I broke my ankle, and Ismail were just talking about, and I were just talking about this before we went on the air. I was helping my dad put up a shelf in the garage, and the ladder fell over with me on top of it. It just got wobbly, underneath, and it just fell. And I broke my ankle yesterday. I actually went back. I went back there for the final time. I got a clean bill of health on the ankle. It's 100%. We're good to go, which is just in time for my trip next month, which we'll talk about. Because the Cybermania Friends podcast, Ishmael, I don't know if I've told you, we don't only just talk about wrestling. We talk about what's going on in our lives and stuff.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So, but I say it's funny. It's not funny because it was scary, but my ankle's fine. But on Saturday we had my nephew's birthday party, his 5th birthday, and my mom. It was at my sister's house, and my mom was giving treats to her dogs. I could say treats around my dog because he won't do anything.
Mhm.
Um, and so she was getting treats to my sister's puppies, and she's got three of them, and one of them tripped up my mom,
Mhm.
and so my mom fell down at my sister's house, and she's okay. Fortunately, she broke her hand. That was the worst of her injuries. So they're done with me, and now they got to deal with her. uh, but yeah. Um, by the way, I guess I should have said this at the start. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you're not already subscribed, please, if you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the
Hit the fucking buttons, bro.
hit the buttons, bro. And Ishmael, here's a warning. Here's the threat I use. If you don't like and subscribe, Rikishi will come to your house and give you the stink face. So if you don't want the stink face, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, all that stuff. Oh, and hit the bell. And so as Ishmael said, say it again, Ishmael.
Hit the fucking subscribe button, bro.
There you go. There you
Matter of
go.
fact, if you use that in future references, I want 5%.
I just used the Rikishi line because I mean
5%.
uh
Let's
but
go.
yeah,
Come on. I know you got topics. Let's go.
yeah. Well, I was going to talk about my trip next month. I don't know if I told you where I was going, but it's funny. My mom, she a couple of weeks like the first week of December, we were driving to the hospital because I was sick, or she was sick. One of us was sick, and I asked her, I'm like, "So, Mom, I know you got a trip for us, and where are we going, right?" I'm like, "Let me guess where we're gonna go. We're going to Disney World, right?" And she goes,
Mhm.
"No, I talked to your dad about that. I tried to get the Disney trip. He said no, it's way too expensive, right?" I'm like, "Okay,
Um,
yeah, money."
Not for Floridians, but for you
Well,
tourists,
yeah, yeah.
yes, it
Well,
is.
I'm like, "Okay, well, where are we going?" She's like, I can't tell you that, right?" So then a couple of days later, I was helping her watch my nephews, and she was on the phone with my grandma, and she said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna let Jack stay with Amy. We're gonna let my dog stay with Amy, my aunt, while we go to Vegas."
Nice.
Right? I'm like, "Wait, we're
Nice.
going to Vegas?" And my
I'll tell
mom's
you
like,
what, if you make it to Caesar's, go say what's up to Chef Ramsay.
"Oh, I'll tell you that in a minute." But I'm like, "Oh shit, we're going to Vegas?" She's like, "Oh fuck, I just gave away our trip. Oops." Right? I'm like,
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Me and Mrs. B, our one of our dreams is to make it to Vegas. So I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't if she came out the door right now and you told me, Izzy, we're going to Vegas. I'd be like,
yeah.
yeah, like hell
Well,
yeah.
that was supposed to be a Christmas present. The trip was supposed to be a Christmas present.
Ooh, anytime you can make it to Vegas, anytime you can go to Vegas. I don't care if it's Christmas, maybe not in the summer, but
Well, well,
anytime you can make it to Vegas, you should be happy as fuck.
okay.
No matter when.
Before I finish this story, let me just say I have been to Vegas. I went to Vegas last February for my birthday.
Hmm.
And it was funny because on my birthday, I told my parents as we woke up, I'm like, "Hey, I want no excuses from any one of you. We're gonna get drunk on my birthday.
Duh.
Okay.
Duh.
Birthday, we're in
That's a
Vegas,
fucking
we're
given.
gonna get fucked up." Guess what? They got fucked up. They were like, "Okay, cool." We were all drunk. So I remember that night we were on Fremont Street, and me and my dad were at a one of the me and my dad were just sitting at a bar playing one of those like slot machine games. And as long as you played this game, they were giving you free drinks. So me and my dad were just playing these games and just pounding beer and fireball, and it was a good time. And we did get to stay at Little Caesars, or at Little Caesars. We
No,
did get to
not,
stay at
you ain't
Caesars.
saying Little Scissors. That's for damn sure.
We did get to stay in Caesar's Palace, and as a matter of fact, they even upgraded our room, so we had
Nice.
a nice view. So it was really cool. It was a really cool trip. Um, so anyway, so my mom tells me that we're going to Vegas. I'm like, oh, sweet, right? I'm all excited to go to Vegas, you know.
Hmm.
And then on Christmas Day, I opened some presents,
Hmm.
and let me just show you a couple of the presents that I got. First and foremost, I'm not sure if anybody's going to be able to see this, but here, I got that,
Okay.
right? Mickey Mouse hat. That was one of the gifts. I got this hoodie that my mom made.
Cool.
Yeah, and on the back, I'm not sure if you can. I'm not sure if you notice a theme here,
Yeah.
Ismail.
I think I noticed.
Okay, and oh, and on this one, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, I don't know if you can see it very well, but it actually says my name right there.
Okay.
Yeah, and damn it, Jackson, your stuff.
Mm.
Anyway, so I got those, and then I got a note that said your presence is your your presence is wanted at Disney World on February 21st,
Uh-huh.
2022. I'm like, oh, I knew we were going to Disney World. So we're not going to Vegas, we're going to Disney, and we're going to Universal Studios as well on the 22nd.
Outstanding. Damn, y'all got some money. Shit, float me some.
Right?
That's
And I
that's gonna cost you a pretty penny there, my friend.
yeah, I don't know how my mom got my dad to say yes to all of that, to be honest with you. But my cousin's coming with us. He's 16, so it'll be cool. Uh,
But no, you'll have a blast. Disney World is awesome. Universal, I think Universal's better.
yeah, I went to both. Uh, I went to I went to both a couple of times.
Mhm.
I went to both twice. Uh, and the second time, I don't remember if it was the first or second time, but one time I went to Universal Studios and we were waiting in line for that Men in Black line. And I guess you've been there, so you know what I'm talking about when I say
Yes,
those
I
lines,
do.
bitch.
Yep.
And so we were at Universal. We were in line for Men in Black, and there were bathrooms. And my dad's like, "Hey, there's a bathroom right there. If you got to go, let's go." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm good." Right? I didn't have to go at that point. Right?
Whoops.
So we waited another 15, 20 minutes in line, and we're steering farther and farther from the bathrooms. And my stomach just says, "Fuck you."
Nah, what you gotta do when you get there is you gotta buy like the fast lane pass.
Yeah,
It's gonna cost you an extra 20, $30, but it beats waiting on those damn lines.
yeah. Uh, actually, I because I have disabilities.
Hmm.
I have cerebral palsy.
I know. Go
Yeah.
on.
Um, because I have all that stuff, we actually used the handicap pass, which
Yep, exactly.
which is very similar to that. It
Yep,
gets you to the front of the lines very quickly. The longest line
absolutely.
that we had to wait in with that thing was 10 minutes. So, and that was at Disney World. We didn't use it at Universal, but we used it at Disney.
Mhm.
But, who's messaging me? Oh, okay. I'll talk to him in a minute. Um, but yeah, anyway, so we're in line for the Men in Black alien attack, and suddenly my stomach just says "fuck you." I'm like, oh no. I'm like, Dad, I really got to go poop, right? And my
Mhm.
dad's like, well, bathrooms are way back there. You got to wait now. I'm like, damn it. I couldn't even enjoy the ride. My mom, dad, and sister are on the ride. They're shooting at all the aliens. I'm sitting there holding my stomach, like, don't you shit yourself. Don't you shit
No,
yourself.
you don't do that. That's That would be very embarrassing.
Yeah, I fortunately I was able to stop that from happening. And I was able to make it to the bathroom,
Hmm.
and Yeah, and then yeah, I've been to Disney World twice. I don't know if you know this, Izzy. I was oh shit, here he comes with the squeaker toy again. Uh I was actually a cheerleader. And so because I would and my sister was too. And so because we were cheerleaders,
Hmm.
they had these things called nationals, which
Yes,
is
I know what it is.
like the WrestleMania of cheerleading, you know.
Yes, I've seen Bring It On.
Yeah, okay, okay. And yeah, so this is like the granddaddy of them all pretty much for cheer. And we got to compete and they do them in different places in the country. And they did them in Anaheim and in Orlando. So
Hmm.
we got to go to Disneyland and Disney World. And we got to go to Universal and we even went to SeaWorld one year, like the first year.
World is great.
SeaWorld was cool. They had a they had a like a whale.
I know. I've been
Shamu, the but
the
the thing
Shamu
was
show. Yes.
Shamu when we went to go see her, she was pissed because they took her babies away from her.
Uh-huh.
She was mad, right? So she wasn't going to do any tricks. She wasn't going to let anybody, like any of the other whales, come out and do any tricks. She was just
Hmm.
going to swim around that big old pool in anger, which, I mean, beautiful whale, but she was pissed. I wouldn't mess with her. So, yeah, that's kind of my travel stories to Orlando. Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah, let's get into some wrestling though. Let's talk about Let's talk. See, this is what the Seibelmania Friends thing is. Izzy, we don't really have topics. We just shoot the shit. But
Okay.
yeah. But
Well, since we both are wrestling fans,
yeah. That's
let me get then. Now I'm going to flip the script, if you will.
okay.
What do you think of the current WWE product?
Current product
Product.
hard to get
Yes,
through. It's hard to get through. Look. Okay, I'm excited to see Brock and Bobby. I love.
absolutely.
That's going to be fantastic. I'm happy to. I'm going to be excited to see Seth versus Roman. Now, that being said,
Okay.
heel versus heel doesn't really work for me. I need one of them.
No, I think this is just my opinion. I think they're going to make Seth in that match. Seth is the face,
Yeah,
and Roman's the heel.
yeah. Uh,
Personally, I think they're both tweeners,
mhm. Especially because they mentioned Seth's wife, which
which was fucking hilarious.
was
Oh my god,
fantastic. I love.
Roman, that promo between Roman and Seth, that was great. I'd rather if I want the better superstar, I'll fight your wife. I'm like, oh shit, he went there.
That was a oh shit. Did he really just say that moment? You know what I
Yes,
mean?
he did.
So here's my stars for WWE right now: Brock, Bobby, Roman, and Seth. Okay. Now, who else would you say anybody else?
I am a Kevin Owens fan.
Okay, Kevin Owens. I'll give you Kevin Owens. I will give you KO.
Um,
KO is entertaining.
it's
Yes.
hard, and I was as much as the fans are behind the COVID champion, and that would be Drew McIntyre, and who's unfortunately he's hurt. Um,
Yeah, Drew was good. Um,
but you see, what the thing is, when the draft happened, SmackDown got raped.
basically,
They got killed. Okay, they got back Drew and Charlotte, but that's it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. There is nobody for them to go after. Who's going after them? Who's a viable contender?
They took them all out.
You gave them all the smack. You gave them all the Raw. And I'll say that Raw was good on Monday.
Yeah,
It was good, not decent like I normally would say, but
they
it was
should,
good.
they should put Finn Balor back on SmackDown. In my
Finn's
opinion.
getting jobbed out, poor guy.
Yeah, dude. What do you think? Okay, because I have an argument with. I have a group chat that I'm in, and shout out to my buddy Jay Hinchy. Great guy, great dude, very passionate wrestling fan. He's a
Mhm.
very passionate guy, and I should say passionate WWE fan. Him and my buddy Robert. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, so I'll say Robert Z. Shout
Okay.
out to him as well. They're very passionate WWE fans in that If you say something negative about WWE, they will come at you.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Then he's an idiot. And I'm going to tell you why he's a fucking idiot.
Okay.
How can you be a fan of the product and not be critical of the product? Okay? The product right now is meh. As much as I hate to say this, it's meh. Does it have its good points? Absolutely. Roman, Bobby, as you talked about.
Roman, Bobby, Seth, Kevin, and Lashley.
Okay, but that being said,
and Lesnar.
The 24/7 title is a joke. It is. Let's be honest. The IC title is irrelevant. And I hope he sees this. The IC title is irrelevant. Give it to Sammy. Okay, that belt right now is a fucking paperweight.
Yeah.
Damian Priest, he had momentum, which is now kind of spewed off. And I'm sorry, that wannabe Hulk Hogan gimmick, that's not him. That's not him at all.
Who?
Damian Priest.
Okay, yeah.
When he hulks up, like, dude,
yeah.
That's once again, whereas you could have took, and I'm going to talk about this is Damian Priest specifically, his NXT persona. You put that in the main roster, it works.
It does.
It honestly works. Okay. And it's a goddamn shame that he's not allowed to use that persona. And so to your friend who says WWE can't do wrong, you're full of shit.
Well, he doesn't say they can't do wrong, but he doesn't like go at them whenever they screw. Like he will defend he defended the zombie thing at WrestleMania Backlash.
That was hokey. It was hokey.
It was. Yeah.
But I want to now let me be fair. Vince answers to stockholders.
Yeah, I know.
It is a publicly traded company.
Yeah.
Which I think to an extent kind of lessens it for the hardcore wrestling fans who are dying for the Attitude Era to come back.
Yeah.
And as long as that company is publicly traded, you will not see the Attitude Era. I've seen it. I'm old enough. I am a huge fan of the Attitude Era. I was there for the Monday Night Wars. Truth be told, when both shows were on, I watched Monday Nitro and Raw.
Hey, I want to get your thoughts on Austin Theory.
Okay, first of all, before WWE signed him, he wrestled down here in South Florida.
Okay.
So I already know what type of style he is. I know what he can do I already know what he can do with the ring. He can be a star. He can be a star.
Okay.
If and this is what me and Lala always say, when used properly. Yeah. Oh, by the way, shout out to the Venom Smoke podcast, Mo and Lala. Okay. But when used properly, he can be a star. He can talk. He can wrestle. He has the ability. He has the charisma. You can tell the cat has charisma. When used properly, he can be a star. And get away from fucking Vince. He'll kill you.
I look at that guy, and I guess it's just me that thinks this, but I look at that guy, and all I see is a generic looking dude. That's what I see.
All right. So, who does he remind you of? You're talking generic.
He doesn't really stand out. He doesn't really remind me of anybody.
He needs the opportunity to stand out. You know, these wins, unfortunately, he's beating Finn without getting noticed a little bit. It's still Finn Balor. But you let that man do his thing, he'll shine.
Jax. No.
That cat will shine.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, my dog is trying to eat my tissue.
Ew.
I know. Dude, no, you can't eat that. Hey, show me those teeth. Show me those teeth. Exactly. Go get it and shut up. Sorry. My dog, you tell him no, he'll go. Back bye. Sorry, my dog was just left. Yeah, no, I don't see. To me, I saw him as when I saw him when he was Seth's flunky and when he was Johnny Gargano's flunky. So
Mhm.
I don't take him that seriously. He's just another guy.
Like I said, if he gets a chance to shine, he will prove a lot of people wrong.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
NXT 2.0.
Well, I know we're watching it right now.
Well, I kind of turned it off, but
I'm still watching it. And 2.0,
okay, let's see
it
what's going
is
on.
not it's not Paul Levesque's NXT. It's
No,
not. And
I,
it's a
I,
and I understand you want to go back to its roots, whereas you're developing these stars, and
yeah,
that's all right. But the problem is, they're not working on the road.
no, they're not.
You cannot, some of them have to hone their craft, if you will. That new blonde Tiffany chick, she needs work. She needs more ring work.
Daddy's girl one.
Yes,
Yeah,
and oh my god, Electra Lopez, oh my god, she needs more work.
I, I, I saw her on the. I've watched her wrestle on the Independence. Her name was Carissa Riviera, something like
Uh-huh.
that. She wasn't bad when I watched her on the Indies, but
But
she's
it's
in NXT and
she had, if you remember, she had a match with BFAB before
oh,
she was called up.
ugh,
Sleep,
ugh.
sloppy.
God, I attest that to BFAB being sloppy.
Yeah, because beef. Oh god.
God,
Hit Row was not ready to be called up, and on my podcast, I said 6 weeks. Guess
yeah,
what? 5 weeks they were gone.
yeah.
By the
What do you
way, Xylee, you got 2 weeks left there, girl.
what do you think of this? What do you think of this Von Wagner dude?
Von Wagner or Braun Breaker?
Von Wagner. I look at Von and he's a generic guy. That's the
You see, he makes the case you don't stand out yet.
yeah.
You don't stand out yet. Now, Braun Breaker,
Braun
aka now,
Braun is a fucking star. Braun is
Braun.
fantastic.
First of all, Braun is more Scott than his dad Rick.
Yeah.
And what pisses me off is that when the commentators they'll say he's a baby dog faced gremlin, or he uses the Steiner recliner, if you will. Excuse me. We all intelligent fans know who he is, and
Yes.
that's where WWE gets it wrong. Okay, fans know who people. The fans know who they like. We know
Yeah.
who we like. I want to see Joe Bro. I don't want to see Joe Blow. I don't want to see the 24/7 title. It's useless. I still don't get why you broke up the Hurt business. Oh my god.
That was stupid.
And
But
you know what?
I think it's gonna lead to a Lashley face turn. So
I think it's already happened.
yeah.
It's already happened.
Baby face, isn't he?
Didn't you did you see didn't you notice the reaction when he pinned Bobby? I'm sorry. Yeah, when he pinned Big E. I'm sorry. When he pinned Big E,
Yeah, he was
he
real
was cheered.
yeah.
I think it's already there.
Yeah.
But I also think they're wasting oh my god, a golden opportunity. You're telling me you got MVP, who literally lives down the road from me. Literally, he lives in Opalaka. I live in Hialeah, which is
Okay.
about 10 minutes apart. Literally, you got MVP and Paul Heyman in Philly. You're telling me you could have just let them talk for 10 minutes?
Yeah, that was bullshit. Why
You
Lesnar? There's a reason why Lashley and Lesnar have mouthpieces, and
Oh,
then
absolutely. You could have given them that segment could have been 30 minutes, and this would I would be entertained as fuck.
yeah, facts. Sorry, I spat in my dog over here. He's sitting up and
But
my boy Love.
that would have been entertaining as fuck. And You talking about you would have made your fans happy, and if you make your fans happy, guess what, Vince? You get your ratings, pal.
Yeah,
Ratings, pal.
you get the ratings and you get the money. You know what I mean? Uh,
Well,
let's switch gears here for a second.
sure.
Do you have you ever watched that show Cobra Kai?
Yes, I've watched it.
Do you like?
I'm only 3 episodes into the new season, so don't spoil it for me.
Oh no spoilers. We won't. We're not a spoil. We're a
Um,
spoiler-free
I
channel.
loved it. I love Cobra Kai, and the fact that now Daniel and Johnny are working together
Yeah,
with their different styles.
it's
Outstanding.
fantastic. I won't spoil the season for
Don't
you.
spoil it,
But
please. Don't spoil it.
I will say that ending to the season was holy shit.
Don't stop.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that.
You
That's
should
where I
have
was.
said that. Stop.
Yeah. Uh, it was a good season. It's a great show. My parents they got me into it last year,
I
right
was
around the time that season three dropped. Um,
I
and
was like holy shit at the end of season 2.
yeah,
I'm like,
right.
oh damn. Like, okay.
Which season was it where they had that big school fight? That was season three, right? Oh, two? Okay. Yeah, and the thing is that still gets brought up in season four.
I'm sorry. No, hold on. No, I'm sorry. It was season 3. My bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So still it happened. Yeah.
Still, that fight. First of all, that school fight scene was fucking awesome.
That was fantastic. That was
That was
hey, that was
outstanding
better than
choreographed and
anything.
outstanding everything.
That was better than any NXT 2.0 show ever.
I
Am I wrong?
won't go that far, but it was still very well
It was
done.
fantastic, and I love Johnny. He's awesome. He doesn't give a shit about what he says. He'll just
Well, Johnny, it's the premise that Johnny got nothing. Johnny got nothing.
yeah,
No, you got nothing to lose.
fuck it, yeah. And
Love
then Larusso. Uh, wait. You're in episode 3. Did
Yes,
you're in episode 3 of Cobra Kai. Did
right.
they introduce the black kid yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I just finished watching that episode
Yeah.
where he's getting bullied and where they tricked him, they Costco'd him, and they tricked him to show up at whatever the fuck it was, and now he's a little and Daniel's kid is picking on him.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
where I left off at.
Okay. Yeah. That. Okay.
Well,
That.
I know he whips his ass. I know the black kid whips his ass. I know that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He does. He. Yeah.
That's all you need to say. I know he whips his ass.
Yes, sir. No, if you're not watching Cobra Kai, you're not doing anything right in life.
Cobra Kai is a cool show, and yes, take the time to watch it.
Yes, and then there's a new show that I want to check out just to see how well they do with the original show. I don't know if you've heard that. Do you remember that show, How I Met Your Mother?
Never seen an episode, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay, they're coming up with a new show, How I Met Your Father.
Of course.
And I think I'm actually interested in this show. Hilary Duff stars in it, and she plays the young mother before she becomes the mom. And I can't remember. Let me look this up.
Is it the same premise as How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah. Except for it comes from the mother's perspective instead of the
Okay.
father. And by the way, before we continue talking about How I Met Your Mother, R.I.P. Bob Saget. Bob.
I was not a Full House fan.
Well, no, but still, he did stuff besides Full House.
But I know he did America's Funniest Videos. But I know there's a lot of people who are his fans, and absolutely. More rest in peace, Betty White.
Yeah. R.I.P. Betty White as well. Man, 2022 taking the legends.
Mhm.
So this How I Met Your Father, Hilary Duff stars as Sophie, the mother, the young mother, and I'm trying to find. Oh, Kim Cattrall is going to play the future Sophie, the older one.
Good choice.
Yeah. And then there's a
Oh,
bunch of names in here that I've never heard of really. Chris Lowell,
Kim
Siraj
Cattrall's
Sharma.
Kim Cattrall's best role was in Porky's.
Okay. I've not seen that. I'll have to look that
Oh, that's way before your time there, son.
up.
That was the American Pie of the early '80s, if you will.
Oh, okay. I watched a movie recently, like a couple of months ago, Fast Times at Ridgemont High for the
You've
very
never seen you're about I forget you're a young puppy.
hey, I'm 28. I'm about to be 29, so I'm not that young.
To me, Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a classic.
Yeah, it really was. It was a great movie. My parents, see, we're talking about we're talking about the 80s here. My mom and dad grew up in the 80s. They were both born
Oh,
in 72.
there you go.
So just they were both born in 72, and yeah, and so they grew up with all these kinds of movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
I said absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I what would be let's talk about this. What would be your favorite movie?
I don't have one because it's really subjective. But
Yeah.
there's a few that if it's on TV, I'm gonna watch that.
Uh-huh.
Scarface.
I'm sorry.
All the places in Miami, I know exactly where they're at. Even Frank Lopez's mansion in one of the keys in Miami, I know exactly where it is.
Ooh.
I know where they held the refugees. I know where that's at, and it's literally under the I-95 down here.
Okay.
Lopez Motors, I know where that is. It's off of 95. Um, believe it or not, Gran Torino,
Okay.
Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood. Um, every time it's on, I'll watch it, and I don't know why,
Yeah.
but Gran Torino, I will watch if it's on. I'm watching it.
Uh-huh.
Any of the first four Friday the 13th movies. I
Yeah.
am I'm a Jason Voorhees fan.
I for me, uh I actually have movies recorded that I gotta watch.
Uh
I These movies were recorded way back in May of last year.
huh.
So, I mean, it's just to show you how long it's been. I'm just gonna list off a few for me. I love comedy movies. I love humor.
Okay,
So I have We're the Millers. That's a funny movie.
that's a good movie.
That's a great movie. Um, Mean Girls. That's
Eh,
a classic. Oh no, no.
man.
That is such a hilarious movie.
Next, let's go next.
Uh, okay, Dodgeball. I don't know if you ever seen Dodgeball with Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn, and if you
I know Dodgeball.
the ball, yeah, that was hilarious. And then Ricky Bobby. Come on, Ricky Bobby.
Sorry, not a fan. Not
Okay,
a
ladies
fan.
and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this podcast. Thanks for listening. No, okay. What about Anchorman?
Yeah, yeah.
Ishmael.
Maybe if I were drinking a little bit,
Is it Ishmael or Ismail?
it's Ishmael with an H.
Ishmael. Okay. Yeah, so I'm saying it right.
But
Ishmael.
you can call me Izzy. That's fine. Izzy's fine.
Well, cool. Okay. Okay. Hangover.
Funny. One is three. Two, not so much.
He wasn't good. Ted. Have you ever seen Ted?
Fun. Yeah,
That was funny.
that was good.
Ted was good. Deadpool. That's technically a comedy movie.
Hated it.
Okay, kids, that's gonna do it for this podcast.
Sorry, I'm a DC guy.
Are you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I like Wonder Woman.
It was all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, they got
um,
they got the
even though I'm a DC fan, another movie if it's on TV I'll watch is Endgame. So
yes.
Endgame,
Endgame and Infinity War. Both movies were fantastic.
absolutely.
Loved them.
And So I seen the last Spider-Man movie. You are insulting my intelligence.
The
If
last
you're
one,
telling me that is the best Avengers movie ever, that is bullshit. Because I can give you 10 movies better than that Spider-Man.
Are you talking about No Way Home?
Correct. I can give you 10 Avenger movies better than that.
Oh, I probably could too. Look, people are only hyping up No Way Home because they got Tom, or they got uh, what's that guy's
Doctor
fuck,
Strange.
uh, they got Tobey Maguire and
That was cool the way they pulled that off. I'll say that. That was very cool the
what
way
was
they
the
pulled
guy's
that
name?
off.
Tobey Maguire. What was the other dude's name?
I'm not. Shit. Not Tom Holland.
No,
Shit. I know who he is. I can't. Put. But we know who we're talking about. But that was cool the way they pulled that off. The three of them together was nice.
I'm looking up his name because it was like something Farland or
It's a British name, but the three of them,
yeah.
the three Spider-Men together were cool. So it was a good concept, but don't tell me that was the best MCU movie ever.
Andrew Garfield. That was his name.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. People only hyped that up because they were in it. But,
Fully, like I said, not the best MCU movie ever. It's not even close. I'll give you 5 right off the top of my head. Endgame, Infinity War, Black Panther was better. The fourth Iron Man was better. I'll tell you what, the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire was better.
What about
right off the top of my head?
Black Widow?
Yeah,
no. What about if we're talking about Marvel right now, talk about their Disney Plus shows. Have you watched WandaVision?
Bits and pieces. I haven't seen it from beginning to end.
No, I haven't seen it either. I only watched the clips on YouTube.
I will say this. Wanda, hot.
Yeah. And so was the chick. And so is the chick that plays Wonder Woman. They got the right girl to play Wonder
Woman. WandaVision's already. I was going to say something about. Zack Snyder's Justice League version, the 4-hour version.
That was good.
And you know who the kicker is? Since we're just all flying topics and whatnot.
Yeah.
Justice League cartoons are just as good as MCU movies. Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Are you talking about from the early 2000s cartoon? Yes.
Yeah. No, even the movies now, they're just as good. The Death of Superman cartoon, which is basically Batman versus Superman, a little mixed in between, was fantastic. Was better than Batman versus Superman.
It was better than Aquaman.
You can compare it to Aquaman. Yeah. You can make that argument.
Okay.
You can make the argument about that.
Okay.
But the cartoons are just as good as the movie.
I agree with you about the cartoon version of Justice League. That is a fantastic series. And then they had another Justice League cartoon series, Justice League Action, which the animation is a lot different, and the story is a lot. It's much more lighthearted, but you still get those fight scenes. So, but I absolutely loved the Justice League cartoons. Mm-hmm. I loved watching them on Cartoon Network. Matter of fact, remember Blockbuster?
Yes, I'm a '90s child, so yes.
New Year's Eve. Wait, I don't know if it was New Year's Eve. I can't remember when it was, but I went to Blockbuster in say 2005, 2006, somewhere around there, and I saw a Justice League movie. It was Paradise Lost, and it was the episode about Wonder Woman. It was like Wonder Woman's mother got turned into a statue. Mm-hmm. They had to fight this big bad guy that could turn himself into a monster, and she was and he was her father, and it was I recommend looking that episode up. It's a really good episode. And then I got made fun of by my family for this, but I even watched the Wonder Woman 2009 movie. She had an animated movie in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. And
Okay.
I got made fun of for that by my family, but I don't really care. Um, but yeah,
All
uh,
right. I gotta now since we're going off the script, if you will.
yeah.
Promo wrestling. You know we gotta talk about that. You know we gotta talk about it.
If you're gonna try to convince me to come back,
Fuck that. I'm happy to be out. Fuck that
okay,
shit.
good.
Fuck that shit.
Hey,
My
yeah.
last promo ever was against Wildman Wally, which we both respect.
Oh hell yeah, that's a hell of
Wildman Wally.
a
It
shout
was
out, Wild Man Wally.
absolutely um, the last CPW card um, was facing Wildman Wally, and it was sad to see it end, but I'm glad it ended. It just
I don't remember my last. You said my last one was the only reason why it was my last one was because I was never booked again. Not for no reason specifically, but they just kind of stopped making matches on that card, but or on that in that e-fed. But I actually went to PWA because Brian Carr was going to run it,
oh really? Okay.
and so Brian and I were on good. I think we still are on good terms. I hope we are.
I'm
Uh,
in the,
Brian Carr.
I have no issue with causing a fact.
I don't know if we're on good terms because the last time I spoke to him, he wanted to do this podcast, and I said yes. And he came on, and he was just a belligerent drunk, and I could tell. And he started making comments about my mom and my sister on the podcast, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're not going to air this episode. We're going to cut this episode short. I'll do this episode with you when you're sober, and they're like, oh no, I'm good now, man. And I'm like, no. We'll wait.
An interesting train wreck to watch. Shout out to Brian Carr. You're cool with me, Carr.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's cool with me too. As far I got no beef with him, but I just didn't want to do it while he was wasted. Uh, but then he made a post, and I said something. I'm like, it's like I can't believe these people don't want to do podcasts with me because I'm drunk, or whatever. And these people don't want to do podcast. They'll ask me to do a podcast with them, but they don't want. But then when I do it, they don't want. They don't like what I have to say, and blah blah blah. I'm like. And that was about me. I knew it was. So I told him, I'm like, look, I told you, I'll do this with you when you're sober. I'm not going to do this while you're drunk. I'll do this when you're sober, because you were making certain comments, and his sister just had a fucking. I can't remember what his sister said, but she jumped in, and me and her exchanged word. She said something to me, and I was very polite to her. I did not call her a bitch or a cunt or a whore. I was very respectful. I told her everything that happened from from my side of the story, and she didn't respond after that. So I guess I had a point or something. And
So when did you decide enough was enough?
Probably just when I stopped getting used in PWA, when they stopped making cards. That was just kind of I'm like, okay, well, look, they're not going to make any more cards. I'm not going to push to get booked anymore. I'm just going to, whatever happens. I'm not, and plus, when I was in EFEDS, let's be honest,
Mm-hmm.
you and me, we had our history.
Yeah, you pissed me off a few times.
Hey,
That's why I'd be lying. What I would be lying if I didn't say otherwise. There are times
no. You say let's be honest. Right. I pissed a lot of people off. I still look back and I think, God damn, how bad was I? I mean, I remember when I got blacklisted for making that dude look like a pedophile.
Chris, the problem with you is, to an extent, you can take constructive criticism, but you can't either.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And when you went crazy for something simple and you wouldn't stop, for me, I don't know about any other places, but for me, whatever, dude, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I pushed way too much. Yeah, I, g-
You can say it. Yeah.
being an events wasn't the best thing. Let's just be real. It wasn't the best thing for me. Uh, I was a. I don't know if you remember this, Izzy. I don't know if you even heard about this, but this was a cool storyline I did with Brian Carr. He and I one day were just kind of shooting the shit, and he's like, "Hey, what if you and I did a storyline where we didn't make it look like a storyline, made it look real?"
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, "Okay, I'm listening." He's like, "We're gonna take shots at each other, but we're not gonna take shots in character. We're gonna call each other by our real names, and we're gonna say shit about our real lives and stuff, right?" I'm
Hmm.
like, "Huh, okay." And only you and I know about it, right? I'm like, "All right, let's try this." So we did it, right? And we were going off on each other, right? And people were picking sides, whatever. And I messaged Brian one day because everything that he and I said to each other, we agreed upon in advance. So there was like, that way communication was still
That's
there.
a smart. That's always a smart thing to
Yeah.
do.
So I went up. So I asked him one day. I'm like, "Hey, would it be okay if I said your dead mother was a whore and your dead brother was her pimp?" And Brian, God bless the dude, he was like, "Fucking hell yeah, man!
There you go.
Say that
I
shit."
think, I think sometimes, if you in a promo, let it out.
This wasn't a promo. It was just
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to catch. Let's just say I'm a judge. You're supposed to catch my attention.
right.
You're supposed to let me invest in your story, in your promo.
Yeah,
Okay, make a good story in 3 minutes, 3.5 tops. Make me invest in this.
the cool thing was this wasn't a promo. This was just us going back and forth in the comments section, right?
Mhm.
And so he's like, "Hell yeah, dude, go ahead and say that shit," right?
Uh-huh.
So I did, and I was like, your dead mother was a whore, your dead brother was a pimp." I said that, and oh my god, people! He showed me the messages. People were messaging him saying, "Hey, do we need to go over to Colorado and beat the shit out of Christian for that?"
Okay, I remember that now.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that was in CPW there, pal.
was it CPW?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Because I was in and out of PWA at that time. But no, that was CPW when you were talking shit about going to Colorado and beating your ass.
well that probably happened multiple times, but
So that was CPW there, pal.
yeah, do we need to go to Denver and beat the fuck out of? And finally, Brian had to tell a couple of people, "Hey, it's all cool. No,
Yes.
no,
Shout out
no."
to Eric Jesse, I might add.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Eric Jesse. He gave me my
Shout out to Eric Jesse. Shout out to Randy King.
yeah.
And believe it or not, shout out to CC Sheldon.
Okay.
I know, but I'll make this short. When I retired, again, and at that time, my last match was against the great Nick Harrison. Yeah, the great Nick Harrison. I'll get to him in a second. They came to me like, Izzy, we know about your issues. How would you like to do this? Be in charge.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know if I wanted the headaches at the time. But they wanted me to be involved, and I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I can say I was in charge. Now, mind you, this is 2014, give or take.
No,
Yeah,
probably was about 15, 16, 17.
yes. But from let's just say this for argument's sake, from 14 to its end, 2.5, 3 years ago, I was in charge.
Yeah.
And you know something? And that sometimes, and not all the time, it was fun. I ain't gonna lie, it was fun. But it became work when I had to be in charge, the booker, and a judge. And I was like, oh, that was enough.
See,
For me, that enough was enough. And towards the end of CPW, people were salty about their status. That's true. Let's see. Oh God, David Jones.
I
Um,
hate for David Jones. He's cool.
let's see. Dylan Mays tried to kill it. Other people tried to kill it.
Yeah.
But you know something, and I can say this: I was one of the few consistents of that place, and like I said, it pained me to see it come to an end. But then again, I was happy it was coming to an end because CPW, in its height, in its popularity, I can say I was in charge, and damn, that was a fun place to be in.
Yeah. I was honored to be a CBW World Champion. And a lot of
You're
people
welcome.
could say you were ahead of that title.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
yeah, yeah. Hey, whether I was handed the belt or not, I had it.
No, you. It was Mullins, correct?
Did I beat?
Yes.
I think it was Randy King, King of Fear.
I'm trying to. Okay, put you. No, it was Mullins.
Was it Mullins?
Randy. You two had a cage. I remember
Yeah,
this.
Randy
You
was
two
my
had a cage match,
Randy was my first main event.
and
But
Randy put you over.
yeah, okay,
Facts.
okay, yeah. Well, hey. By the way, shout out to Mullins as well. I don't know what that guy.
Absolutely, Matt. Sometimes he lets his passion take it over. Sometimes, but no, Matt. He's a good cat, and I don't have anything bad to say about him.
Yeah, he's damn it, Bobby. That's all I gotta say. Uh, yeah, no. CPW was a great one. One last topic before we hang this up because we've been going at this for an hour.
Yeah, because Streamline's a pain in the ass after an hour.
Yeah.
Believe you me, bro. You know we go three. My show goes 3 hours, and Streamline won't let us be great.
Well, hey, one last thing. What what is your favorite? Well, here, let me ask you this question: do you listen to rap music at all, Izzy?
I am an old guy, so therefore I am about the old school.
Old school rap?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
There's a there's a rapper, and his name is Dax. You should look him up on YouTube. He's a YouTube rapper, and what he does is he takes like old rap beats,
Okay,
rap,
they all do that.
huh?
They all do that.
No. I mean, he remixed like he remixes it and shit.
They all do that. That's why today's rap sucks.
Hey, well, Dax has done a lot of wrestling references in his hip hop.
Okay,
He said something. He did a song. He did a rap where he rapped for 20 minutes straight.
uh huh.
It was just dropping like not all of them were wrestling references, but he dropped some. He did. You need a subpoena because like John Cena, you can't see me.
Right.
And then he goes, wrestling demons in my head like a Royal Rumble. Um, he said, faced off with the Rock like a real Samoan, which was cool because I don't know if you heard this one, but the Rock has a song with Tech Nine called.
Yeah, no, that I know.
That's a good song. I like that song. And then he said, unless you're in Austin, Texas. He made a Stone Cold reference, but he said Cold Stone, unless you're in Austin, Texas. WWE, you niggas wrestling. I mean, didn't say that. You inwards restless. Yeah. It's a good little lyric. And Dax is he's one of my favorites right now, just in terms of rap styles. And then Eminem, you gotta give respect to Eminem, still doing this thing after all these years. Yeah. What I what's your favorite rap song? I guess I should ask.
Too many. Like I said, I am old. I am old school all the way.
Oh, sure.
Wu-Tang Clan,
Yeah.
LL Cool J, NWA, Ice
Tupac.
Cube, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Biggie. That's me. If it's '90s rap, I'm about it. Today's music sucks.
Would you say Eminem is '90s rap?
'90s rap, that's me.
Eminem, would you say Eminem counts as one of those guys?
Yes, he started in the '90s.
Yeah. He started in
He started in the '90s. Yes,
Eminem, and the fact that he's still able to go and still able to make
Eminem is amazing,
he's a
and
lyrical
he's still doing it.
yeah, and I don't know if you heard his song Alfred's theme.
Yes,
He did a whole song. He did a whole bowling scheme, which I'm just like, come on now.
Eminem is great.
Like, I'm at Walmart buying wall art.
Uh-huh.
They call me dog because I'm barking. Like, come on.
So,
Barking.
Eminem is great, no question about that.
Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the episode. This episode of the Seibelmania Friends podcast. Hopefully, hey, yeah, Ismail, plug your show.
Oh, thank you. Venom and Smoke podcast Thursdays 8:30. Myself, Mo Young, Miss Lala. You never know what I'm gonna say. And Chris will tell you I say some outlandish shit.
He
Tune in and watch the fucking show. Ooh.
he does say some outlandish shit. That is true. We almost set the podcast off a couple of times tonight because it was outlandish remarks. But hey, like I said at the beginning of the episode, hit the subscribe button. Ishmael, tell them.
Fucking hit the subscribe button, bro.
There you go.
5%.
Hit the like button, and if you don't, Ishmael, tell them what happens.
Something to do with a stink face.
There you go. From Rikishi. And I know you don't want that. So, hey, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Seibelmania. He's Izzy. We are
Nefarious FJV, Facebook jail vet, if you will.
we out, ladies and gentlemen. Deuces.